What's going on, you guys? It is Derek from mancaveretreat.com, and today I am going to be talking about something that's kind of exciting. This is going to be the first video in a series of videos that's talking about kind of planning, the man cave planning process, but for specific types of man caves. This video is going to kind of talk about what the planning process, things to the do's and don'ts of planning a home theater man cave. So by the end of this video, you should have a pretty clear understanding of the things you're really going to want in your home theater man cave, and a good understanding of the things that you're going to want to avoid, because they're going against everything you want and you want to be happening in your home theater man cave. So again, if you guys have any questions about this stuff, if you end up liking this content, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out, helps the channel out, or check out the website. So let's get right into it. So when building a man cave, I have a video I've already talked about, I've already written an article on the step-by-step process you need to take to thoroughly plan out your man cave. So we're going to be looking at the do's and don'ts here. The first thing you need to make sure you absolutely have or do in your home theater man cave is make sure you have enough comfortable seating. Your whole point of home theater man cave is you're going to be spending a lot of time on your butt watching things, watching shows, watching movies, whatever. You need to make sure you have the comfortable chairs people are going to want to sit in. And also, if you plan on having a lot of people over, you're going to want to make sure you have enough chairs for people to sit in. You're also going to want to make sure that the room is enough, that you have them within the right view angle of your screen. TV is a little bit narrower view angle, projector is a little bit wider, so take a look at that. So like bean bags, awesome sectionals, comfortable sectionals, those are great ideas, but the worst thing you can do is just have a lazy boy recliner for you and have a bunch of like dinky, foldable, collapsible chairs for your guests. That's not going to look good. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Okay. So the next thing you are going to need for your man cave, your home theater man cave, is a screen no smaller than 75 inches. And a bigger screen is going to cost a good chunk of money. But if you're going with a home theater man cave, you're probably planning on a lot of your budget going towards that anyway. TVs, you can get TVs as big as 85 inches right now, but the other option is to get a projector, and those screens are massive and can go up to 120 inches. I'll link to a video where I go in depth about how to choose between them, the pros and cons of each. So if that's something you're interested in, take a look at that video. I think it'll help. I think it'll help you out. I was surprised by a lot of the information I found too. All right. So the next thing you're going to want to consider for your home theater man cave is smart lights. You can do this in a lot of different ways. The first option is get smart outlets. So little things you plug into your outlet and you connect them to your Alexa or whatever you are using. And you plug floor lamps or table lamps into it, and you can just tell your Amazon device to turn it off, turn it on, and then next thing you know, you can use your voice to control the lighting. By doing that, so I'm speaking from experience here, as soon as I sit down, there's no worse feeling when I sit down and I realize that the lights are still on. By doing this, you don't have to get up to turn off the lights, especially in home theater. All theaters are always dark. They're always dimmed lights. So this might just be a good way to go. The other option is to get an actual smart light switch. These are there's a little bit more to these. The smart outlet is pretty plug and go. But a smart outlet light switch, a little bit more installation, a little bit more hands-on. If that's what you want to go for, do it. I use the smart outlet. It is really nice. They're really flexible. You can put them, I have my air conditioner plugged into it. So it's really nice and easy. The last thing you're going to want to make sure that you absolutely include into your budget is a high quality surround sound system. This is another thing that you always see at the theaters. The sound system is massive. You're going to want a beefy sound system. If you don't want a little dinky one that it feels like you're watching the movie through your phone. That kind of defeats the point of having a home theater. So this is another thing. It can be pretty expensive, but again, in the description, I link to the original article that this information is kind of coming from. In that, I give some suggestions. I suggest going with a wireless surround sound. It's just easier, less headaches. So those are some of the big things you need to make sure you have in your man cave, but there are also some things you're going to want to avoid, some pitfalls, some mistakes you can make that you really want to stay away from. The first one is avoid at all costs bright lights. If you can, I would suggest just never having your ceiling lights on. I say that because those things can be really bright. You could get the right light bulbs put in them. That's an option too. Or you can just go with floor lamps, TV lamps, not TV lamps, table lamps, things that are a little bit more soft light-wise, and that kind of brings the room all together. Or you could go and get some of those movie theater lights that are on the walls. Those look pretty sweet too. It's totally up to you. So the next thing is something I really kind of already talked about a little bit, but really don't skimp out on seating. This is not the time to have cheap seating. That's not where you want to save your costs. Bean bags can be an awesome choice. I don't care what you go with, but make sure you get good, comfortable seating and get enough of it. Because you'd feel really bad if you invite 6 people over, you only have 4 places for people to sit, and 2 people end up having to sit on the floor. It's just not a great look for you. So the other thing is kind of related to the other one. Do not buy a dinky sound system. This is in here again because it is so important. Especially if you have a projector, you have no excuse to be, going with like a crappy little computer speaker. You really want to make sure a good amount of your budget goes into this. You can get a really solid surround sound system for like $600. Look into it. There are some good options out there, but there are also some really bad options that you can get that are budget. Don't do it. And then the last suggestion I have is something I think that gets done a lot. Do not overcrowd the walls of your home theater man cave. If we do that, so I'm guilty of this too. I have all this cool stuff I want to hang up. But if you overcrowd the walls, it's going to distract away from your screen. People are going to feel overwhelmed, kind of confused of all the different stuff that's going on, and it takes away from the viewing experience. The other thing, if we have a bunch of stuff on our walls, I don't know how big your man cave is. Mine is not the biggest thing in the world. If we have all kinds of crap on the walls, that room feels so much smaller, and can kind of feel constricting, and if people are claustrophobic, it could even kind of trigger that for them. So I hope you guys found this stuff helpful. These are some of the things I found for myself when I'm looking at this stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, if you like this type of content, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Again, I have been Derek from mancaveretreat.com. Until next time.